Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay. Okay, we can start now.
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. So, as I said, today we will present, inshallah, a presentation regarding the sustainable practices in industrial and systems engineering. The main outlines will be as follows. So, a brief introduction regarding the sustainability and the context of the study. An introduction regarding the sustainability and its relation and applications in the industrial engineering. Some resources efficiencies in the case of the industrial processes. After that, we will see some focused applications regarding the green manufacture and sustainable technologies, the waste reduction and recycling, and the integration of sustainability in operation management. So, So the sustainability is the practice of maintaining processes and systems over the long term while considering economic, environmental, and societal factors. So we have these three main basic parts and basic sides in the context of sustainability. So it emphasizes the balance between fulfilling current needs and preserving resources for future generations. And that's why the sustainability is one of the most needed context now in the actual situation of the world. So this context embodies a vision of advancement that prioritizes what? Not only the prosperity, but also takes into account the environmental responsibility, the societal well-being, and the economical sustainability. So to start with that, the economical sustainability context refers to managing resources to maintain economic growth while minimizing negative environmental impact. So we need to avoid this negative environmental impact to preserve that for the future generations. So it focuses on practices that ensure a thriving economy, resilience, and responsible resource use that benefits both current and future generations. For the environmental responsibility, so it entails the ethical obligations to protect the environment through what? Through sustainable practices that reduce waste, conserve resources, and minimize pollution. So this responsibility is crucial for preserving ecosystems and ensuring the public health. For the societal well-being part, which is the third part in the sustainable context, so the sustainability significantly impacts societal well-being by promoting an equitable resource distribution and enhancing the community health. So it fosters social justice and encourages practices that prioritize the quality of life for a member of society. So as you see here, the context of the sustainability link three main parts: the economical, the environmental, and the social well-being parts, which will have an impact after that for the next generation and future generations. So the main questions in general that asked regarding the sustainability part is what will be the benefits of the sustainable practices. So implementing the sustainable practices offers numerous benefits, including cost savings from reducing resource use. So it's not just related to the environmental or well-being part, it's one part of the economical impact. So enhance the brand reputation, for example, improve the regularity compliance, and also companies can foster innovation and attract investment by prioritizing the sustainability. So here in the context of sustainability, we try all the time to include new keywords that refer to the term sustainable practices. Here you see that innovation is one of the keywords. You see that, for example, reduce the resource use is one of the keywords, improvement is one of the keywords, and so on. So for the sustainability in the context of industrial engineering, the answer lies in the fundamental of the IC part. So the IC part is based on optimizing processes, systems, and resources for maximizing the efficiency and effectiveness. It's one of the most important parts in industrial and systems engineering. So it's about doing more with less. And this is one of the most important parts in which we can find a link, direct link with sustainable and industrial engineering. So eliminating waste, making data-driven decisions, and these principles are at the very heart of the sustainability part. So the IC stand for Industrial and Systems Engineering. So serves as what? As a powerful catalyst for sustainable change across diverse domains. So the Vision 2030 is in the context of the sustainability practices. And the question here is what will be the relation between the Vision 2030 and the industrial engineering in general. So the Vision 2030 supports sustainability principles by championing what? The practices that balance economic growth with ecological preservation. And it focuses the resource efficiency, the waste reduction, and renewable energy. Industrial engineering can contribute meaningfully toward achieving these global goals. So within this context, some of them can be explained here. So the principles of sustainable engineering prioritize the minimization of environmental impact while maximizing the societal and economic benefits. This approach fosters innovation in material, resources, processes that align with sustainability goals and environmental stewardship. So for the resource efficiency strategies, it focuses more on using fewer resources to achieve more goals. So, so in this regard, we can encompass methods such as, for example, optimizing manufacturing processes, increasing the lifespan for materials, and that's not only in general to reduce just waste, but also fewer costs associated with the resource management. So if you see here, regarding these different parts presented here, you see that we have all the time to link the sustainability to our daily practices. So our daily practices, as for example, the use of less resources, will help us after that to preserve these resources for the future practices and future generations. So when we will use less, we will we will receive more impact and more benefit impact on the economical side. So as you see here, a lot of practices can be linked with the sustainability within the context of industrial and systems engineering, and within the all of that within the umbrella of the Vision 2030. So some parts will be explained for the next slides, inshallah. So we will just give some impact regarding the connections between the sustainability and the industrial engineering, especially within the context of resources efficiency. So you know that within the context of industrial engineering, all the time we need to use less in terms of financial impact, economical and financial impact, and also as well for the resources used. So resources used, it can be human resources, material resources, raw materials, and so on. So in this context, we need to optimize the waste, the energy consumption, the contribution to the sustainability effort and global. So we have also another side of the industrial engineering application, which is the green manufacturing and sustainable technology. So I think that you heard before this term of green manufacturing. And in general, we refer to the green manufacturing process by using and to prioritize the use of eco-friendly materials, practices, and technologies that will help the manufacturer to be sustainable, to persist for the use for the next use, and also to reduce the waste with less resources. Another side of this connection is the waste reduction and recycling. You know all that when we will recycle, we will use the material classified previously as waste with a new application. So this technique can be applied to reduce waste generation in manufacturing and design systems that facilitate recycling and circular economy practices. Also, we can integrate the sustainability in the operation management. For example, for the context of industrial engineering, in general, the sustainability practices can be integrated to reduce the waste, lower the costs, and improve the overall environmental performance. So let's start with the part of resource efficiency in sustainability context. In general, the resource efficiency refer to what? To resources such as, for example, the raw material, the energy, water, electricity used in various processes and systems in the industrial. So in the industrial side, by optimizing resource utilization, in general, the industrial engineers can significantly contribute to reduce what? To reduce the waste, conserving valuable resources, lowering energy consumption, and using a lot of sustainable aspects in this context. So, for example, Tesla is one of the most biggest factories that use advanced automation and lean manufacturing techniques to minimize the raw material waste in the production of the electronic vehicles and batteries. This approach reduces the need for resource-intensive materials, like, for example, the rare earth materials needed for the automation context. So in this regard, a single Tesla vehicle, for example, avoid to release 25 tons of CO2 over its life. And this is one of the most thing that we can refer to in this practice of sustainability for Tesla. This value can be improved as it's mentioned in the recent resource to avoid more than 55 tons of CO2. We can also refer to the part of energy efficiency in the processes. And in this context, for example, we can say, or we can present the case of Siemens energy efficiency technologies. Siemens, for example, it's a global industrial company that utilizes industrial engineering principles to develop energy efficient technologies, such as, for example, the high efficiency motors and smart grids. These innovations help industries and communities to reduce their energy consumption and carbon emissions. So the context of energy efficiency also is one of the most needed context in the industrial application of sustainability in this time. So regarding the water conservation also, we know all that water is very important and precious liquid that we can use today and for the future. And for many industries, water is one of the most wasted sources of energy. So, for example, in this context, to use and to avoid this water scare use, for example, the water recycling or treatment or reuse of water are common strategies to reduce the water consumption. We can refer to Coca-Cola water stewardship, for example. Coca-Cola has implemented water stewardship program that focus on reducing especially the water use in beverage production. And in this context, they also invested in water recycling systems in their manufacturing plants making a significant positive impact in water conservation. And for example, 100% regenerative water use across 175 facilities with high water stress by 2030. Their most logos and ads for Coca-Cola emphasize on this context of water reduction. And this is just one example of companies, beverage companies that use water, but a lot of other companies use water and should refer to this context to reduce the water consumption and the water scare in general. For example, if we try to focus on the sustainability context regarding supply chain optimization, for example, the resource efficiency practices to supply chain management reduce the resource consumption in transportation, warehousing, and distribution. So to avoid this part, for example, we can talk regarding the Walmart sustainable supply chain, for example, and a lot of others can be applied here in KSA. So Walmart has integrated the industrial principles into its supply chain to optimize transportation routes, reduce fuel consumption, minimize packaging waste, and all these efforts not only cut cost, but also enhance sustainability. So as the logo used for Walmart, for example, is to sustain Walmart sustainability goals. So this is one of the ads used for this company, for example, to let us know that this company is involved in the context of sustainability. Here, as you see, a lot of applications are in the for the international companies apply the context of sustainability somehow, either in water reduction, energy efficiency, or also economical side, or in their practices, manufacturing practices. And as you know here, that all these companies try to all the time link the context of sustainability to their applications and procedures and current procedures to say that they are involved in this context. So the question is yours now. Did you refer to any local company that's involved, well, that's involved now and currently within this context of sustainability? Did you know any of these local companies in this context of sustainability?
Personally, Doctora, I'm not familiar with any.
Okay.
Maybe someone else. We have maybe Dr. Ghada, if you have any examples.
Of national company in which they involve, for example, the context of sustainability. Within the Vision 2030, a lot of companies, yes.
There is a lot, but I do not have a name in my brain now. But there is lots in supply chain, for example, يمكن some research that I'm working on, maybe on Ben Dawood and Ben Zager regarding conversion from 3PL to 5PL, fifth party logistics, which contain how to in logistics, how to include the human resources in optimizing the decision of logistics.
Okay.
This is a research maybe I work on soon, but a name of company, no, I have nothing in my brain now.
Okay. A lot of food industries now are try to be aligned with the context of sustainability and within the umbrella akid of the Vision 2030. One of the most, for example, food industries in this context is the Marai, for example. They try to make all their operations sustainable and all the waste regarding the different applications to reduce it, I didn't find really in their website any real percentage of their achievement till now, but they are involved in the context of sustainability practices, especially. Yes, in the context also of the supply chain, transportation and improvement of the logistic chain. Yes, a lot of companies are involved in this context. In general, it's due to the customer needs, to improve the customer need and to improve the experience of the customer with the company in general. It main from that, but also it's something which is related to the context of sustainability in this umbrella. We can also cite some of these companies, for example, that try to minimize, for example, the emission of CO2 during the transportation process by using, for example, the motors instead of cars or big trucks, for example, for transportations. For the small orders, for example, it will reduce waste of time, and it will reduce as well the emission of CO2. So it can be also under the context of sustainability and sustainability practices. So as you see, our daily life in general is also one of the applications of this sustainable side of the vision, and we are all the time invited to sustain our practices. For example, in terms of waste, all of us use the carton as, for example, packaging, for plastic, as bags, for example, in the supermarkets and so on. And you know that all these types of waste, especially for carton and for plastic, it generates a lot of pollution up that to be treated. So many companies try to substitute the plastic bags with the carton bags, for example, and to reduce the use of plastic, which is a very important part regarding the part of green sustainable environment after that. I will present also here some of the green manufacturing and sustainable technologies. For example, we can investigate in these parts together. I try to just give for each part some examples regarding these different applications or applications of industrial applications. So green manufacturing is a holistic approach that integrates eco-friendly principles and sustainable technologies into the manufacturing processes. So the main objective is to minimize the environmental impact of production while optimizing the efficiency and product quality, which is one of the most general known objective of the industrial engineering in general. So the role of the IC in general is to be a pivotal role in implementing the green manufacturing practices. So here I selected some of the main companies. It's not ads, but these companies in their websites, they announce their involvement in this context of green manufacturing. For example, the use of sustainable material. When we talk regarding the sustainable material, we refer to the part of reduction, for example, of carbon footprint of products. Patagonia, for example, recycled polyester. Polyester is one of the materials used to produce the bags, for example, and the plastic bags. So outdoor clothing company used also in textile as well for clothes. So outdoor clothing company uses recycled polyester from plastic bottles in their clothing lines. And this sustainable material choice reduces what? The waste and lower the need for virgin polyester production. You know that polyester is from petrol. And in this regard, we will use this material, which is petrol, to produce after that the polyester. And in this regard, we will be in the context of a lot of emission of CO2 and pollution for our environmental context. So in this regard, they produce a new part of recycling these bottles and the and this use of polyester in these bottles to what to do to sustain the environmental impact and to produce outdoor clothing based on this part. So the lean manufacturing for waste reduction emphasize minimizing the waste which align with sustainability goals. And in this context, the Toyota production system, I think that all of us know the part of Toyota production and its highly relation with the sustainability part. So Toyota renewed what the production systems rooted in lean principles, reduces the waste in manufacturing, which include, for example, the resource waste, energy inefficiencies, and this approach has set a gold standard for sustainable manufacturing. We know all that Toyota was one of the first companies that produces, for example, the batteries for cars, the hybrid batteries after that, and they are involved all the time to sustain their practices and quality practices in this context. To produce, for example, product design for disassembly and recycling, all of us know the context of IKEA, for example, which is a company that creates products as demand. And in this regard, it's easy to disassemble and recycle. So we can, if we need something, for example, to manage or to manufacture by ourselves, we are oriented directly to IKEA. So this promotes a circular economy and a reuse of materials. So IKEA, and based on this part, creating recycling innovative part. They designed the furniture with recyclability in mind. Customers can return old IKEA furniture for recycling, and the materials are used to create new products, and which will enhance the reduction of waste. And also parts or items in IKEA can be disassembled and reassembled again within a new form. So which is very important in the context of sustainability and the use of the material used. Also, we can refer to the part of emission or reduction technologies. Sustainable technologies include the use of emission reduction technologies, such as, for example, the cleaner combustion systems and pollution control measures. And for example, for the wind turbine, Vestas is one of the manufacturers that produce this kind of turbine. So Vestas wind turbine manufacturer designs and produces energy efficient turbines that help reduce the greenhouse gas emission by generating clean and renewable energy. So in this context, we can cite a lot of other companies that are involved in the context of the renewable energy to reduce the waste in this part. So for the part of waste reduction and recycling, we can cite a lot of practices under this part of waste reduction. In general, recycling are pivotal components of sustainability as they aim to minimize the generation of waste, to promote responsible waste management and conserve resources. The industrial engineering plays a crucial role in optimizing processes for waste reduction and recycling, which will have a great impact on the environmental and economical impact. For example, for the waste minimization in manufacturing, the zero waste management and manufacturing side is one of the most solicited part in our daily life as industrial engineering. The quality control, the quality systems and practices applied in our industries are all of them turned around the part of waste minimization. So, for example, Toyota is one of them, Subaru is one of them, that plants are known for their zero waste initiative through meticulous process optimization and waste reduction strategies. They aim to send nothing to landfills, minimizing waste generation throughout their production. For recycling programs and circular economy, the circular economy concept promotes the continual use of and recycling of materials, reducing the need for new resource extraction. For example, H&M collection program, all of us as women, I think we know the brand H&M. So the context of H&M is special regarding this recycle and circular economy. So a global fashion retailer known to encourage customers to return old clothing items for recycling. Collected materials are then used to produce new clothing, contributing to more circular fashion industry. So I don't know if this circular economy is available for H&M in KSA. I'm not sure of that. But in Europe, for example, H&M old clothes and old fashion clothes, you can return them to the stores, and they will collect them. They will reuse them as the new clothes after that with the label of recycled. So you see sometimes with H&M, they have the label recycled. That means they use their old clothes to enter this recycling program and circular economy, which will reduce a lot of waste of clothes. You know, yearly we have millions of tons of clothes generated, and we have a lot of companies that are under this red flag of non-recycled economy, especially for the daily use of fashions, as Shein, for example. They produce a lot of clothes, but in general, for recycling after that, it will cause a lot of problems at the environmental side. The e-waste recycling refer to what the process of electronic waste ensure the responsible disposal and the recycling for electronic products. Dell's, for example, one of them, just I cite one of these companies, but a lot of them are under the same context. Dell's, for example, closed loop recycling, what they did, they implies a closed loop recycle approach where old electronic are collected, recycled, and used to make new products. This reduces electronic waste and conserve resources. So for the reverse logistic and product returns, it aims to optimize this process by making it more efficient, handle product returns, and refurbishing and recycling. So Apple's, for example, had a product refurbishment program in which what they will do, resale pre-owned devices, extending their life cycle. Devices can't be refurnished or recycled. This responsibility is to cover the valuable material of their devices. This program will be used and is used now for Apple, for example, and these devices can be refurbished and are recycled, responsibility to recover their valuable material for the future. And you know, now for Apple, for example, they try all the time from one version to another of their smartphone, for example, to try new materials for their devices, more sustainable and more that have more ecological impact after that. The integration of sustainability in the operation management involves the alignment of business operation with economical and societal responsibility practices. This approach aims to optimize the processes, to reduce the waste, to conserve resources, and to minimize the environmental impact of operation while considering economical viability and societal responsibility. So the essential aspect of the sustainable businesses practices are energy efficient facilities. For example, the sustainable operation management include designing and managing facilities that are energy efficient. In this context, for example, Google data centers, you know that for the data centers in general, we need to use very huge cooling techniques and cooling devices to maintain a special temperature and fixed temperature for these data centers. So Google's used renewable energy sources and AI-driven energy management systems to reduce the energy consumption and carbon emission. For the waste reduction and recycling in operation, for example, we can talk regarding the Unilever. You know, Unilever's zero waste. Unilever is one of the companies famous in cosmetic products, also baby products, and so on. So Unilever, consumer goods company, launched an initiative to achieve zero waste to landfill its manufacturing operation. And they implemented industrial processes to minimize the waste, maximize recycling, and contribute to their sustainability goals. They include clearly a goal of sustainability in their websites, and they are involved in this focused sustainability on operation part. So the resource efficiency in production processes, General Motors, you know, أعتقد General Motors. So General Motors has a program of water efficiency in which they implement water efficiency programs across their manufacturing plants. So through industrial and systems engineering driven initiatives, they reduced water use per vehicle produced, contributing to water conservation. And this is one of their goals achieved since 2 years. So employee engagement and sustainability culture, and this is one of the integration of the sustainability in the operation management, because all of us knows that if the employees are engaged in this context, all the operations will go smooth. So sustainability in operation management include fostering a sustainability culture among the employees and stakeholders. The interfaces Mission Zero, for example, it's an interface, a global modular flooring manufacturer launched its Mission Zero initiative to eliminate any negative impact on environmental by 2020, and they achieved that before the corona. They engaged employees worldwide in sustainability effort, leading to innovations in sustainability manufacturing practices. So to conclude the part, I will leave you the floor after that for questions. So the key takeaways for this part of sustainability in industrial applications, we need to foster on efficiency. Sustainability involves optimizing processes and systems to use resources effectively, reducing waste and environmental impacts. We need to improve our innovation because the integration of sustainability fosters the innovation, driving the development of eco-friendly technologies and practices that enhance this competitiveness. We need to encourage the recycling and to encourage the companies and as customer to encourage them to apply this recycling and to use this recycling part safely. So embracing recycling and waste reduction in central sustainability, promoting the responsible use and reuse of material, and also as well fighting the integration. Sustainability should be seamlessly integrated into operation, creating a culture where conscientiousness is embedded in every facet of the organization, because the integration will be the most part in which we will see the involvement of all the entities of the manufacture of our industry. So thank you for your interest, and I leave you the floor now for any questions. Yes, Dr. Jumena.
I wanted to ask you about, you know how you were saying that there are many, a lot of opportunities that we can, or maybe not us, but the organizations, they have many opportunities to implement sustainable solutions. But when you asked us for some examples, we couldn't really give you any specifics. صح?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? So the question is kind of like, what do you think stops organizations from implementing sustainable solutions?
The involvement of the employees, the culture of sustainability is not spread enough. And all the time, what we should know that sustainability is a mindset. So in this regard, we need to implement this sustainable mindset in the context of the daily applications. If it will be easy to be applied for the daily use, it will be easy to be applied for the industrial side. So from one side, the culture of sustainability should be implemented and should be fostered more. The second part also is the economical impact of investment in sustainability. To invest in sustainability, for example, by innovative tools, for example, by applying innovative technologies, AI-based technologies, or AI-driven technologies. In this regard, we need to invest in that. So the financial side is one of the pillars of sustainability. So the opportunity, for example, that I see here in KSA is that the Vision 2030 is focused on the term of sustainability. So is one of the pillars of the Vision 2030. So for that, a lot of companies are involved in this strategy and national strategy to preserve the resources for the next generations. So I think that from one year to another, we will see a lot of companies involved more and more in this context, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Did you have any other question? Okay. So that's all for today. إن شاء الله تكونوا استفدتوا وإن شاء الله ملتقانا في مرات أخرى. Thank you so much.
شكرا دكتورة، يعطيك العافية.
الله يعطيك العافية. شكرا.
شكرا دكتورة، جزاك الله خير.